This is a continuation of section 8.3, quadratic functions in standard form. I'm now on example 4 on page 332 in your book, where we're going to look at, go back and look at the vertex form and then change it into the standard form so that we can see what other kind of information. So this is talking about a girl, her name is Mia, and she throws a ball up in the air, like towards her dog. They're giving us this equation in a vertex form right here. The negative sign, you can see, it's a parabola that will be opening down. We can tell what the vertex is in this. The vertex is at the point 2, 8. And what that means, if we're looking here at 2, 8, there's the vertex. That's the highest the ball is going to be. That means when it is 2 feet away from where Mia let go of it, 2 feet away, it is 8 feet up in the air. And that's the vertex. And so that's just the information that you get from standard form. From here, we're going to look at it in standard form. I hope I said vertex form. We're going from vertex to standard form. So now we're going to take it and change it into standard form. I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate how to do that. Sorry, I need another piece of paper. So we're taking this. All right, sorry about that. I was struggling with my workspace in the book. All right, so I'm taking, this is the equation that we're using from vertex form, and I'm going to put it into standard form. So I'm basically just multiplying this out. I'm going to start with squaring this. It's x minus 2 times x minus 2. The negative 0.5 is going to stay out front. For right now, I have to take care of what's in the parentheses first. I'm going to have x squared minus 4x plus 4. If you need to write it out and FOIL it, you can. But this is, remember, this is multiplying 2 squares, and so that's the quicker way to do it. And then we're going to add 8. From here, I'm multiplying everything by negative 1/2. I need to watch my signs, and I need to go all the way through with the, in the parentheses. I would have negative 0.5 x squared. This negative half of negative 4 is 2, and I have 2 negatives, so it's going to be plus 2x, and then this has to be minus 2, and I still have the plus 8. And so now I have negative 0.5 x squared plus 2x plus 6. And since we're looking at this in standard form, if we need to, we can say a is equal to negative 0.5, b is equal to 2, and c is equal to 6. And that's what it would look like. When we're looking here, this, remember, C would tell us where it crosses the y-axis. I'm going to go ahead and bring the book back so I can point to the picture. This C tells us where it hits the y-axis. That's at 6 feet. That means that when Mia released it, she released it, her hand was 6 feet up in the air. She's not 6 feet tall, but this is where she let go of the ball. So at 6 feet high, it went 2 feet away from her before it reached its highest point at 8, and then it started coming back down again. So, in other words, the ball was 6 feet off the ground at left. When you throw a ball out there, you're not starting down at the ground and throwing it off. It's starting from wherever you released it, if that makes sense. Okay? I guess I thought that was going to take more of an explanation. I still don't think I could have fit it on the last try. Why don't we go ahead and try it since we have time? This time they're doing the same example, only the equation that they're starting out with is, I'm going to write it on paper and then get rid of the book. F of x is equal to negative 0.25 x minus 1 quantity squared plus 6.25. Okay, and so this is what we have. This is what we have here this time. And I didn't write down what I said. I said 0.25 and I wrote 2.4. Okay, so here's in vertex form. What this means this time, our vertex is going to be at the point 1, 6.25. So that means when the ball is 1 foot away from where she let go of it, it's going to reach its highest point at 6.25. Now if I want to find out the initial height, This is the maximum height of 6.25. That's how high the ball goes. When she's letting go of it, here's the 6.25 right here. We want to know where was it when she let go of the ball, and that's going to give us the initial height. So I need to put it into standard form. I'm going to keep the negative 0.25 out here, take care of what's in the parentheses, x squared minus 2x plus 1, and then add 6.25. Now I'm taking 1/4 of everything and watching my signs. So we have negative 0.25 x squared minus 0.5, or plus, I'm sorry, negative times a negative, plus 0.5x minus 0.25. I know A is equal to negative 0.25, B is equal to 0.5, and C is equal to, this was a, hey, it wasn't making sense. I made a mistake. I wonder if you caught me. See, if we were in school, you could have caught me. I forgot to add the 6.25 onto here once I did multiplied my negative 0.25 through. So when I subtract, this becomes 6.25 and a negative 2.5. So C is equal to 6, and that makes sense. The way I was doing it, I knew I made a mistake because this was going to be negative, and you can't throw something from below the ground. So what this means now, the initial value is 6 feet. So when she threw it, it left her hand at 6 feet tall, and it only went up 6.25. So she didn't she didn't toss it very far at all. She barely threw it off the ground. It just went like 1/4 of a foot, so like 3 inches. So it was a very small toss. Hopefully that makes some sense. We will talk about it on Thursday. If it doesn't, I'm going to go ahead and, of course, you can try any of the bookwork that you want. And I will try to upload a practice sheet that will give you answers, because I think the answers are more helpful to you. And as always, email me if you have any questions.